for each season, I've noticed that there's this repeated mantra, right? So there was a time that it was no grief for anybody, right? And now what I have perceived that the trend is, may I locate my helper this week? I mean, why is it always about you finding your helper? If everybody is searching for a helper, who will come help the helpless? Because it seems like we are all helpless, searching for a helper. So I think I'm going to talk about that today. So you guys, welcome back to your favorite show, whatever, on Monday. So my previous question was, who will come help the who will come help the helpless? Truly, we might need helpers. I mean, I need helper because we are all dependent on each other, right? There's some clothing itself that you can't even wear alone. Like, you need someone to help you zip it up from behind. So you need a helper to do that. And while you need a helper, that person that is your helper also needs you as a helper to help the person if the person has a clothes to zip or if the person has a necklace to fix, right? So in the end, we need each other. So there should be a balance. I'm not disputing that we shouldn't need helpers. I'm saying that while we are searching for that helper, we should be the helper to someone else. So while helping and being a helper is good, there is something that we should take to notice. I'll tell this story. I have a younger brother. When he was younger, he was learning how to walk. He kept on falling, and with my small picking sense, I felt like we shouldn't let him fall again. We should just carry him now, My mom was like, we should allow him to keep walking, that we should just set cushions around so that when he falls, he won't break his head. We could decide to help him by preventing him and stopping him from trying to walk, because through the process of walking, he was falling down too much. Sometimes he even got to cry, right? We could actually prevent him from walking. Or we could set cushions so that when he attempts to walk and he falls, he would have something to save him from hurting himself, right? So while you are helping, hope that help is not limiting the growth of that person. And while you are seeking help, I want you to know that one thing that is painful, right, and one thing that is hard for a human being to actually try to achieve is growth. Growth is painful and it is a necessity for us. Like even the examinations that we get to write, right? In as much as it is stressful and everything, it is necessary for us to push ourselves and our brain to learn and to remember some things that we have been taught and we are using presently. I know that there are some of them that seem to be useless, but they're talking about the ones that we're making use of right now. There are times when we need help and there are times when we just want help. Because during the process of our growth, we would realize how painful it is and we just want help, so just get it over with. In as much as it might limit us from learning all that we need to learn in that period. While accepting help or giving help, make sure that person is just a support system. Because if that person becomes something more than a support system, you will be dependent. So let me use my brother as an instance. If we did not set the support system of cushion around him so that when he falls, he doesn't get to break his head, he would never have learned how to walk. Maybe, and he would most times depend on us to walk when he is supposed to walk. Right? How can you ensure that you are not something more than a support system to someone? Keep allowing that person to be the center of the main issue. You can ask, how can I help you? Right? What do you need? What do you want to achieve? Because most times people will just want you to be a provider. Please give me money. I'm not trying to say you should not give money, give, but what I'm saying is facts. If you can help, you help. If you cannot help, maybe you can give the person advice on how the little money you're going to give him is going to help the person. Another thing that people don't realize that I feel is a necessity is that there are times where we need to reject help. During my university days in school, when I'm faced with very difficult examination, I usually focus on my work. The kind of person I am, if I decide to focus on finding someone to help me out during that exam, my brain will decide to not work, but focus on finding the person that will be good enough to help me out. And a help during that moment is like a form of distraction to me, right? So this is an instance as to how helping can be a form of distraction. When you realize that, that help that someone is giving you is going to be a limitation to your growth, you politely reject, and you can also politely suggest some other form of help sometimes. So, in summary, while anticipating and waiting for your helper, you need to set something going. You need to have a goal. You need to have something that you want to achieve, that you need someone to help you to achieve. So, even if the person does not come the point that you want the person to come, you will still be able to move, even if it has to be baby steps. And you can also be able to help someone too, so that when you find your helper, your helper is actually going to be your helper and not your life support. So let's pray that our helper locates us while we do that which we should be doing. May we not create pasts that we would want to run away from, because in the end, we are all products of our past. Okay, thank you for your time, and I look forward to meeting with you once more, same time next week. And guess what? On Monday. Alright, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's all for today. Bye. Till we meet again. Love you.